happy holidays. My name is Mr. Dave Purnell, and I am just the proud principal of a happy little school where kids have huge hearts and work really hard, and adults have huge hearts and work really hard. And we're surrounded by this awesome and wonderful community that supports and inspires us. And we feel it every day. We really do. Like tonight, how many people are here? Parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, all ready to welcome us to our musical classroom, because indeed performance is part of the learning experience. You know, certainly we've practiced at home, we've practiced in school, and we've had a dress rehearsal, but a performance is an opportunity to reflect. And that is the experience that we're looking forward to this evening. And, by the way, we'll enjoy the season and hear lots of wonderful holiday songs as well. We begin with our band under the direction of Mrs. Lisa Gribben. And after a really fast change, we will have, I believe, some interludes that will play. And then our orchestra will play also under the direction of Mrs. Gribben. And lastly, two new faces to Salford Hills, our chorus under the direction of Mrs. Kelly Jones, and she's accompanied by Paige Cipollone. So we look forward to a fantastic evening. Enjoy.
Hello, good evening. Normally I don't speak before we get started, but tonight there are a couple things that I wanted to take note of in our first song, Jingle Bell Jam. The first exciting feature is that we have some really ambitious trumpet players who play really well, and I actually had to create a more difficult trumpet part for them to play. So you'll hear a trumpet descant in this piece. And then there's also many very excellent percussionists, and I had to write extra parts for all the percussionists that we have. And we have a nice two different bell parts. There's jingle bells. Logan's going to be playing some jingle bells for us. And then Leah's also going to be playing some xylophone bells for us, and she's going to have a little solo where it would be the ha, ha, ha during the dashing through the snow part of Jingle Bells. So you can listen to those things as we play at Jingle Bell Jam. our next song was our challenge song for the year. It's called Green Sleeves. It's a very ancient song. It's like 500 years old. And we had flutes, clarinets, alto saxophones, all had to learn new notes in order to play this song. We have a technique called slurring, which was new for most of the people in the band that we had to learn in order to do this song. And it's also in 3/4 time, so that changed the way that they were counting a little bit, particularly if they're counting rests. So this was definitely a challenging song, and they really stepped up, and we're very proud of this. So I introduced this song with a joke, which I will say to you now. So here's the joke. Where does the general keep his armies? In his sleeveys. So I wore my green sleeveys for this occasion, for us to play Green Sleeves. This is an extremely hardworking bunch of students, so I want to thank all the parents that have been hearing all these songs over and over again at home, and I thank you for investing in music education for your kids. I always like to take a little time to introduce the band while we're up here, because when we do all that recruiting, when students are in 4th grade, what we're trying to do is make a well-balanced ensemble, and we really have achieved that, and it's really great to celebrate that. So first of all, this ensemble is mostly 5th grade students. So 5th graders, raise your hands. So that's all the 5th graders. And then there's a select few 4th graders who were really ambitious and started to earn their spots in band. And they're here with us tonight. 4th graders? And then as the year goes on, more and more 4th graders will trickle into the band, and in our spring concert, you'll see the entire 4th and 5th grade combined as an ensemble. So it's going to get crowded up here, but that's a good thing. So also the instruments, we have the flute section up here, flutes, and clarinets, and we have saxophones, and that's alto and tenor. Good. And then we have low brass, trombone, and baritone. And over here we have a plethora of trumpets. And in the back, horns. And all the banging and hitting is over here in the percussion section. Okay? So you can see we have a really nice balance of a bunch of different instruments. So that's what makes the ensemble just sound so nice and rich and warm. So that's what we're trying to achieve. Our last song is called, is part of the Nutcracker Suite, and it's the Russian dance, and it is called Trepak. Before I forget, I just wanted to mention that we have a student who is on the program but is sick tonight, and I know AJ would love to be here, but he is very ill, so we're missing him tonight in the violin section. Not listed in your program is Ava Sensini. She's a fourth grader who worked very hard to earn her spot in orchestra, and she did it right up until the last minute, and the programs had already been printed, so I wanted to make sure that I said her name because she is present with us tonight. So let me introduce the orchestra to you. So fifth graders, raise your hand. So mostly fifth graders. And fourth graders, raise your hand. And violins right here. So raise up your violins. There we go. Yep. Often mistaken for violin, but definitely very different, is the violas. And cellos over here. Lots of cellos. And two of our wonderful ladies switched from cello to bass this year, and they are rocking it right there. So these guys have worked so hard. They've been plowing through their Essential Elements book. They make progress every week. I'm just so pleased with how they're doing. Our next song is We Wish You a... All right, so we have this joke. So I'd like to say the names of songs wrong. For example, Green Sleeveys and things like that, the Star Spangled Banana and things like that. So I've been saying We wish you a rotten Christmas. We wish you a stinky Christmas. We wish you a pumpkin spice Christmas. We wish you a mocha latte Christmas. Everything but the actual name of this song. And they said, Mrs. Gribben, when are you actually going to say the real name of this song? And I said, I will say it at the concert. So here it goes. Our next song is, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. All right, here we go. We'll do it again. I want to thank all the staff at Salford Hills. We have lots of teachers that are behind the scenes helping out at dress rehearsal and tonight. I want to thank Mr. Purnell. He always does such a great job helping out and setting up for us. Mrs. Landis for doing the program. I want to thank you for investing in music education for your child and for encouraging practice at home. I know these guys do a ton of practicing, and I really appreciate it. I also want to thank all the orchestra parents for somehow, I don't know how you did it, but I think you all got together and named your children with A names. I don't know how you orchestrated that 12 years ago when they were born, but we have Ava, 2 Aubreys, Emily, Allie, we have Aubrey, Aiden, Ashlyn, Ava, Angela. How did you do it? I don't know. But, so it makes life exciting, but I really enjoy this group, and we're really happy to play our next song, Dreidel. That song is really tough. They did a good job. All right, and Danny Boy, and they're gonna need a mic for this.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are so happy that you could be with us tonight.
Hopefully the piece we just performed, Holidays Are Coming, got you into the holiday spirit.
Our next two selections perhaps you will recognize.
One is about a revenge-seeking creature that plans on ruining Christmas. This features two soloists, Ava Jones and Wendy Ryder.
The other is from a classic 90s Christmas movie. Ah! Enjoy! that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, your three-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich.
Here's the recipe for the perfect Hanukkah selection. Begin with an original dynamic melody and partner it with the traditional Hebrew folk song, Hava Nagila. And presto, please enjoy.
Let
It Feels Like Christmas is our next piece. This song you may know from A Muppet's Christmas Carol.
Good evening, everyone. Again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Kelly Jones, and I am so thrilled to be a part of the Salford Hills family. I'd like to thank a few people. I'd like to thank Mr. Purnell, Mrs. Gribben, Mrs. Cipollone, and all the teachers at Salford Hills that made tonight's concert such a success. But tonight would not be possible without these wonderful students behind me who arrived to every rehearsal with enthusiasm and dedication and just a good attitude. And they sound wonderful tonight, and I am so proud of them. And for parents, thank you so much for encouraging and supporting the arts. It really is wonderful. Thank you. I hope everybody here has a very peaceful and happy holiday season. And our very last song that we're going to perform for you tonight is a fun one. We hope you enjoy it. Hot Chocolate. Thank you.
And that is our presentation for this evening. Thank you to Mrs. Jones, to Mrs. Sipalong, and also to Mrs. Gribben, who made tonight possible. And thanks to you, in the spirit of Charles Dickens, for the past, because clearly you've defined who we are. And your presence here today has inspired us, and the impactful nature that you'll have for our children in the future. In all these things, we say thank you. Have a happy holiday, everyone.